This is big breaking emergency news. An emergency has just been declared, and this is an attack on our food supply. The government is now warning that we are seeing an infestation and an invasion of things that are attacking our crops and our forests and our plants right now. They're being released inside the United States, and states of emergency are being declared. And this is affecting multiple different states right now. And they're warning that this could affect crop yields. There could be crop loss, all the stuff from this major release that is happening, and it's spreading. Right, so let's dive into the details here really quick. Please hit it up for me down there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on this big news. All right, so you can see here, this is what's going on. They're warning that there has been a release of this invasive species that's now taking over the US, and they are declaring states of emergency. So you can see here, they're saying, quote, imminent danger. It says emergency declaration issued due to spongy moth infestation in Washington. It says spongy moths can defoliate an entire forest if the population is left unchecked. All right, so they just declared this state of emergency, right, in the past 24 hours, and they are warning that this is spreading, and this is a threat to crops and forests. This is also called the gypsy moth. All right, you can see here it says Governor Inslee issued an emergency proclamation Wednesday because of, quote, imminent danger of a spongy moth infestation in Washington state. All right, this is also called the gypsy moth, and this could affect your homestead, your garden as well. Right, this could spread and just eat up your crops. Right, eat up your crops. They're saying that this could wipe out entire forests. Check this out. All right, this is what's happening right now in Washington. Right, there are forests being eaten up. Right, so this is happening in the US already currently. You can see here, this is a picture from California. You can see all the dead spots in the forest and vegetation. This is from the spongy moth. All right, it's taking over all the forests, and they're saying it's going to affect croplands as well. All right, you can see here, Washington State. Here's another picture where it's spreading. All right, it's all over the West Coast right now. These moths are going crazy. Okay, and look at that. You can just see the contrast right there where the forest is just dead. All right, and it's just spreading. It's just getting wider and wider, and just soon this whole forest will be dead. And it's from the moss, and they're saying that if they stay here for a year or two, right, it only takes a couple years for them to just eat up all the new vegetation, right? Because the plants are going to try to regrow. But then, and this is totally foreign. This is an invasive species, totally foreign. This is from Europe and Asia. All right, so this is foreign. This is not supposed to be in the US. And we're seeing all these different things being released, right? And when the plant has new growth, it just eats the new growth, and then that is what eventually stops the plants from growing altogether. All right, and we also have a state of emergency declared because wheat prices have gone up so high due to major frosts and weather events inside of Russia right now. All right, so the grain markets inside the United States are responding. It says Chicago wheat futures rose on Thursday as Russia declared a state of emergency in key grain growing regions due to frosts, while soybeans and corn fell ahead of monthly U.S. Department of Ag supply and demand report due on Friday. So food prices, grain prices, everything's already going up and responding. These things move very quickly, okay? Because people are always buying them. And we could see even more pressure on the crops, all right? There was actually a state of emergency declared in Montana as well just a week or two ago, I made a whole video on how they can't get fertilizer because the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore is still shut down. Still shut down. They're dragging their feet. They say they came in a month later and said, oh, we need to do an investigation now and we can't move anything. All this stuff. The crew has actually been stuck on the boat. All right, I don't know if they are anymore, but they were stuck on the boat for like a month. All right, because they're like, nobody can move, nobody can do anything. It's going to take forever to investigate this and figure out what's going on. And it's been shut down. The port has been operating at major reduced capacity. All right. And they can't get any of the major ships in there. They can only get small shipments in. So Montana declared a state of emergency because they can't get fertilizer. And they're saying it's directly related to that and all these other issues that we're seeing in the supply chain. And they were saying that this could equate to 1/4, 25% crop loss. They're saying that they produce 1.6 billion annually in crop production, Montana does, and they're saying that over 400 million could be lost from these fertilizer shortages that are happening. And they're saying that this is a nationwide problem as well, as fertilizer prices are at all-time record highs right now. All right, so these things are happening. All right, and we're seeing hit after hit on our food supply, and not to mention all these crazy, insane weather events that have been hitting the homeland right now. Oklahoma, Nebraska, Kansas, all these different places, Missouri, right? That's where the bulk of the food is grown inside the U.S., right? All the food's grown there. That's where the cows are. That's where the corn is. That's where the beans are. That's where all the crops are that keep this thing going, right? And they've been getting hit as well, and farms have been getting smacked left and right with this extreme flooding, extreme tornadoes all over Texas. It's been happening all across the country, from Texas all the way up to, they were having tornadoes up in Illinois just a few days ago. All right, so this is happening from top to bottom. So make sure you guys are getting prepared. Make sure you are stockpiled and ready. All right, because they're saying that this infestation is going to potentially get worse. All right, that's why they're declaring an emergency for it, to try to take care of it and shut it down now. All right, you can see here, this is what it looks like on trees. This is their larva, where their eggs are on the trees. This is what it looks like before they come out. All right, and you can actually kill this stuff off. You can use BT spray, which is actually organic spray. It's called BT. You should be able to look it up. Plant spray, pesticide. That will actually safely kill off any moth or butterfly species, and this is a moth. All right, so this thing is potentially being released. Where's this stuff coming from? All right, all of a sudden it's spreading. This is an invasive species. It's not natural to the U.S. You can see here, this is the caterpillar form. All right, spiky caterpillar. So if you see one of these suckers, smash it, because these things are brutal. All right, they can eat up entire forests extremely quick. All right, they spread very fast. You can see here this deforestation that's taking place. It's spreading, and it's hard for them to control and maintain because these moths can fly. So they can just fly and be laying eggs all over the place on trees all over, and it's hard to contain. And once they make a foothold, all right, then there's just so many in this one area that they just spread, and it spreads like fire. All right, this looks like some kind of fire damage to the forest, something along those lines. And you can see here all these trees are bare, and people were reporting, they were saying that this actually happened something similar. There was a lot of them in Seattle, Washington in 2017 and 2018, and the maple trees were entirely bare. All right, that's what was being reported then. And it seems like this outbreak is even worse now because they're declaring emergencies over it. All right, and they will be activating spraying campaigns. That's the other thing here that they will be spraying in these areas to try to get rid of infestations. So if you are in the region, then be on alert for that, right? Hopefully they are using less harmful sprays like BT, which is organic. It's still, you don't want to be breathing it in or anything, but it's, at least it's OMRI approved, all right, which is the organic certification for the US. All right, and you can see here he said, quote, "This imminent danger of infestation seriously endangers the agriculture and horticulture industries of the state of Washington and seriously threatens the economic well-being and quality of life for state residents." That's what Inslee said in the emergency proclamation. All right, Governor Jay Inslee. So this is serious. This is spreading, and you need to have yourself prepared. All right, it's one of the many things that are attacking our food supply. Think about it, all these outbreaks, all these orders, this bird stuff going on. All right, there's a lot of different things constantly hitting our food supply, and how much more can we take? It's like, yes, we are at an excess at this point, but how long is this excess going to continue if we keep having these hits after hit to our food supply? You can actually see here's some more information on the order. It does say that they will be using BT, right, to take care of these moths, and they're saying they're treating 1,400 acres in Thurston County and 900 acres in Skagit County. So if you are in those areas, be on alert, have your windows closed. They're saying they're going to do it Friday, May 10th, which is tomorrow. I'm recording this Thursday, May 9th. So please hit it up for me down there, guys. It helps to get these warnings out so people know what's going on in their area. All right, they're saying they're going to be spraying this by plane. All right, so it could be, you really need to be inside. All right, you don't want to be getting sprayed with this crap. It is technically organic, but at the same time, lead is technically an organic compound, okay? It's naturally occurring. You don't want to be exposing yourselves to this in high levels or high dosages. All right, so thank you guys. I hope you guys are getting ready, getting your homestead ready this year, right? This spring, and be on the lookout for these little critters in your garden. All right, get rid of them, because it's just another thing. You already have to deal with all these other, you have aphids, you have tomato hornworms, all right, you got all these different bugs that are attacking. You got squash bugs, all right, all these different bugs that are attacking your crops. That's what we deal with down here, all right? And now this is being released as well, foreign species, not native here, and it's destroying cropland and destroying forests as well. So thank you guys. I hope you have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.